Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So what a controversial match we saw yesterday between Victor Osimhen's Galatasaray and Jose Mourinho's Fenerbahce. That match was arguably the most controversial I've seen in a while. From what was happening on the pitch, we saw lots of foul, here and there. Victor Osimhen had a few foul played on him. I felt maybe one of them could have been a penalty, but referee decided against that. But also off the pitch, on the sideline where the both coaches, Jose Mourinho and Oten Burak, were staying, we saw lots of quarrels, lots of confrontations between players sitting in the bench against each other, things like that. Osimhen got a yellow card for a challenge on the goalkeeper, and then also confronting players in the bench and things like that. But overall, it was a heated match. Nobody could get anything from it. Jose Mourinho came into that match hoping to get all 3 points to close down the gap to 3. But that didn't happen. So Victor Osimhen's Galatasaray are still enjoying a 6-point lead of the league. But it's still a long shot. They still have like 12 matches each until the season ends. So Mourinho still has his chance. But Mourinho appears to be in trouble right now because of what happened after that game. And what he is alleged to have said, because he was reportedly referring to Galatasaray players as monkeys. That was what was said, and in response to that, Galatasaray's Secretary General has even written a letter to UEFA and FIFA calling them to come into this case and give the necessary penalty to Jose Mourinho for saying something like that. I'm going to read his statement now. This is very critical. After that game, Iwe Yegzan, the Galatasaray general, came out to say Mourinho has been humiliating the Turkish people since he arrived. He slams Turkish football, Turkish commentators, and Turkish footballers as he pleases. The punishment for racism is clear all over the world. We hope UEFA and FIFA will give the necessary punishment. I ask you to stand behind us to put this person in his place. So this is part of the statement, official statement that he has said, which has now been forwarded to FIFA and UEFA to punish Mourinho for racially abusing Galatasaray players, allegedly calling them monkey. And I'm a little bit surprised because Mourinho is someone that loves black people, black players. He has he has helped a lot of black players become legends of the game. So I'm a bit surprised that he would be accused of racism. But that is far from the whole story, the whole chaos from it. Mourinho also came after the game and said that he went straight into the referee's room to congratulate the referee, give him a handshake, and then praised him for having a good, fair officiating. And he said if he was when he was congratulating this referee by name Vinkic, who's apparently a foreigner flown into the country to officiate this game so that it would be free and fair. Because heading into the game, there were this stereotype that Galatasaray will be favored if there is a local referee, that's a Turkish referee. So the league had to fly in someone who's a foreigner and then provided like 30,000 plus policemen to round the stadium to prevent issues from happening. So that was all the things that were put in place for this game. So Mourinho took a dig on the Turkish referee, who was fourth official for for that game. He said that, he pointed at him and said if it was him, it would have been a different case all along. That means he would have sided Galatasaray. So all of these things that Mourinho have said have put him in some sort of problem right now. But we'll see, what UEFA and FIFA are going to say about this issue right now. But for Victor Osimhen, who's like the most important person for us on this channel, he had a very hard time on the pitch. Personally, I watched that game and I felt that he wasn't getting enough balls, enough passes, directed at him. He struggled a lot to get these balls come at him. But the few times I had it, we saw the threat that he poses, and most of the time he was just chasing the ball, chasing every long ball down to the last. and that was how he got his yellow card in the first place. Because he chased the ball down and then stomped on the keeper when he was about playing it away. But Osimhen also came after the game to give some interviews, and he was asked a tricky interview. What the journalist asked him what he thinks about this Mourinho after Mourinho allegedly made that comment about Galatasaray players. But Osimhen maintained his cool. He didn't say anything unusual. He said Mourinho is an important coach. Our coach is also a very big name. He has a great legacy in Turkish football. I'm not talking about the coaches of other teams. So a very wise answer. Osimhen said, Mourinho is a good coach, but he doesn't care about other people's coach. He wants to focus on their coach, Otamburak, who's also a big name in Turkish league. And that was all he said. Obviously, this reporter wanted to put Osimhen to the test so that when he says something, they will now use it to judge him and them start to look for a way to punish him for saying something like that. And then he was also asked, a question of if this is going to be his last debut with the team. Obviously, the reporter wanted to know if he's going to stay beyond this loan move. But Osimhen said, he loves the club. He always loves playing for the shirt. He loves the fans, and that he doesn't know about tomorrow. But for what it's worth, he feels privileged enough to be playing in this moment for this club, but he doesn't know if he's going to play any debut again. For me, this is definitely a wise way of answering that, will not put you in trouble, will not reveal the plans that you have for your future, and things like that. And there are reports that, Osimhen is going to come to the Premiership next season. So I'm even saying that Man U has 95% completed the deal because they've agreed 75 million euros with what's it called, Napoli for Victor Osimhen. But there are lots of stories like that out there. But let's leave that gist aside and let me give you some good news about William Troost-Ekong. Of course, in one of my previous videos, I let you guys know that Ekong is a doubt for the next month's game for Coach Shelle because of the recent injury that he had with his Al Khalud side. And there's some good news here because the man is responding really well. He actually had that injury on Valentine's Day, that's 14th of February. But from Al Khalud now, they say that he is doing very well in rehabilitation too. And it's going to come back in time before these games against Rwanda and Zimbabwe. So that is the good news. Definitely, Coach Shelle, I'm sure, will be delighted with this one. There have been so many injury worries that we've seen, especially to our defensive area. And the worst thing that he's going to want to put up with is having a fresh set of backline playing for next month's games. That's going to be an issue because consistency is very important. At least maintaining one or two, backbone that know the philosophy, that know mentality of the Super Eagles. I think that's going to help to actually solidify the defense. But when you bring out an entirely fresh, set of people, then they might struggle, especially when they've not had the chance to play with themselves. So it might be very, very risky for that game.